Okay, so I've just walked up there, it's getting pretty hot. See the sign here. Everyone, welcome back to Life as an Artist. This week I am visiting family in North Queensland, Australia, and I want to look at some of the indigenous art that's based around here. So I've come out to Split Rock, and it's quite a famous local cultural landmark. Not actually been up to see the paintings yet, we've just arrived, so we're going to walk up, and there apparently is a ledge or a kind of indentation of some kind where, yeah, the locals, I don't even know how many years ago yet, so I'll find out a bit of the information about it and pass it on. But the idea is to see some of the work, understand the pigments that they use and the processes, and, well, kind of extrapolate out some of that information and work it into my own practice. So when I get back, I'll do a series of works that hopefully take those influences and apply them to my own work. Let's go find a painting. Okay, so I've just walked up there, it's getting pretty hot. See the sign here? It's up these stairs over here. Okay, so I've just walked up the path over here. I've been here for about 10 minutes or so, just kind of taking it in. And it's all obviously very different to what I'm used to or what kind of Western art is, but sorry, I was kind of interrupted by a big tour group that came in. So we've just gone up to the other one, the top site over here. And what I was thinking about was the difference between, well, this indigenous art and Western art. As someone that's been doing abstraction and kind of trying to pursue contemporary art, what's the relevance here outside of a kind of, well, historiographical discovery, you know, the history of something. And yeah, before Pollock came along, abstraction was more focused on abstracting from something, abstracting from nature or from some sort of imagery. And then pure abstraction came along, and that's something that I've pursued for a long time. But I'm thinking, is there a way to use the kind of earthy tones here and the painterly techniques that they're using when they're depicting these imagery, and without being disrespectful, you know, pull back something for my own practice? And right now these are all, as far as I understand, they're more of a kind of language basis. They had their myths and their stories and their traditions, the indigenous people here, and these were a record of that and a way of passing down this knowledge from generation to generation. It was never done for its aesthetic values, and as someone that's really pursuing aestheticism within my own work, I don't want to focus too much on the figures, but more of the kind of the overarching aesthetics of what's here. So I've also been taking a lot of kind of pictures of the surroundings here, and not traditional landscape photography, but more close-ups of floor spaces or the canopies of the tops of trees. And what I'll do, I think, what I'm leaning towards when I get back, is taking a bunch of this source material, and I'll make a kind of mood room, and I'll put up everything all around me, including all the ochre that I've collected, and then I'll hopefully be able to translate that into some of the quadrilateral work that I do. So I'll end up with some kind of loose quadrilateral work which has the colour schemes of here and the influence of the landscape, as well as the indigenous art that's here. Now, the reason for doing this, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to mull it over in the next week or two, and then when I get to the studio, I'll put together a plan and let you know what that is. So, thanks all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my vlog out here in Australia, and we'll see you again next week, where I'll be back in Holland in the studio. Take care, bye.